Uganda to fight its way to the Indian Ocean as President Museveni mars building his own navy force. So that is the title, and when I read the story is that Uganda wants to build a navy, but how will this be possible without an ocean? And this actually is a story that is making headlines. A lot of people are telling me, can you try to make a story on this? Please, we want to understand your own point of view. Okay. Now, it came out of a speech that Yoweri Museveni, who is doing political campaigns, went to a certain location and said that actually they were launching their navy. And he said Uganda is like a house perched on the upper floor of a story building. Such a house also has the right to compound below, just like other flats located on the ground floor, he insisted. So as far as Uganda leader is concerned, if the coastal countries bordering the ocean continue to play hard, then war should be inevitable. He says, my sea is the Indian Ocean. And his son, Muhoozi, actually has been, let me go to the photo. So the two of them, Yoweri Museveni, the old man, is the dictator in Uganda. He's also the president of Uganda, according to how he wants to be addressed. And he's the next guy in the military fatigue. Actually, they are both in military fatigue. Is his son, called Muhoozi. He's now the top-ranking military commander in his army. He's the chief of staff of the Ugandan army. And now his son also tweeted about it, saying that if his father gives him command, he can take Mombasa from Kenya within 1 week. Of course, for the son, we know he just makes a lot of jokes on the X platform. But Yoweri, I don't know. The reason why he may have said it is because it's campaign period. Unfortunately, he has not done anything for Uganda in the last 40 years he has been in power. He hasn't built a new university that wasn't there before. He hasn't built a new major referral hospital than the one that was there before. Most of the university and the hospitals they have in Uganda, they got it or inherited them from after independence. So these are things that were constructed by the colonizers. And even the roads, okay, there could be some few upgrades here and there, but they are the same thing they inherited. In other words, if someone from 1970s came back to Uganda today, he would easily find his way to whatever institute he left, because it is still there and there are no new infrastructure to talk about. So he can't go to the radio and tell Ugandans, okay, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did. The only thing he talks about is, I brought security to Uganda and we have the strongest army, and I'm thinking of constructing a navy, but unfortunately I don't have an ocean, and we need to talk to countries with the ocean to allow us to access the ocean so that I can build a navy. He was lying. Even if today Kenya was to tell Uganda, look, let's give you this strip of land so that you can access the ocean. Let me show you a picture. Okay. So if Kenya was to let them access the ocean using the gray area, they still would not construct a navy, because even his army, has an army that only protects him from the people. His army is trained to basically unalive Ugandans. We've seen them during campaigns. That's when they are active. They come out of their barracks to shoot innocent voters so that he remains in power. His army is to ensure he stays in power, not to defend his country the way he's talking about. Now, some people would say, okay, but you see, it's a big army. No. The Ugandan army is one of the weakest army in the region. Their equipment are outdated equipment from the Soviet time. Their soldiers are poorly paid. An average soldier in Uganda earns $55 a month. You cannot compare with the neighboring Kenya, for example, where as of now, a Kenyan private soldier who just joined earns $600, $550. So, and from private to the next rank, they start earning 600 and go on. Some of them earn 900. Most of them, on average, earn $900. Now compare that with $55. The two armies are not the same. And so many things, I don't want to go into details. You can go to the internet or you ask ChatGPT to tell you the average pay for a Kenyan soldier, the average budget for the two armies and stuff like that. So the Ugandan army is there only for photos. He makes sure that they come out with weird looking machine guns and post for photos, threaten the citizens of Uganda. But if they were to go to a real war with a real country, Uganda would not survive. That's a fact. I'm not saying it because I'm a Kenyan, but that's the reality. Now here we have someone who actually constructed another map showing us that Uganda would take Kenya. Now it's not even something we should be talking about. It's not even possible. Okay. Now Museveni does this every time to basically kind of show that he's a strong man. He has brought Uganda together. Sometimes he even says he brought peace. Now, there were no peace before him, but then you ask yourself, who was creating the trouble? It's him. So it's like a thief who has terrorized an estate. And then the committee or the association of the area comes together and decide, can we hire one person to be our security guard? And they all settle for the thief. So the thief is now responsible for security. And he's getting paid for it. And his pay is good. So what does he do? He stops stealing and becomes a security guard. No thieving, no stealing. So then he goes around telling people, before I became a security guard here, there was a lot of stealing. But after I became a security guard, people stopped stealing. You are the one who was stealing. That's what you are. So even Uganda, the trouble of Uganda in the 80s was this guy. So when he managed to get to power, there was no other person creating trouble because he was the troublemaker there. So what do you expect? He now says, you see his gesture. I brought peace to Uganda. You know, crazy old man. Anyway, then the ideology behind it actually is that he comes from the Hima community. Now the Himas are Batutsi. These are Tutsi people from Rwanda and Uganda, Bahima of Western Tanzania, Banyankore and Bahima of Uganda, Bapororo of Western Uganda. His ideology is what I'm trying to talk about. The Hima people, which is from, and the Tutsi people who are the same, Kagame is from that group, they believe that they need to rule Bantu people and other communities, and they believe that the whole East and Central Africa belongs to them. They believe that Congo should be under them. They believe that Kenya should not be ruled by Bantu people. They should be the ones ruling Kenya. So that's why when he says those kind of statements, a lot of people want me to talk about it, to see how I'm viewing it. But there's nothing about it really. It's that they've had this long-held ideology that they deserve to rule the region because they are the tribe of the chosen ones, because they are the Tutsi. And by the way, I'm not the one who is saying these things. It's the son of Museveni, Muhoozi. If you go to his X platform, he keeps saying it. He has been saying it, I think, mostly last year and the year before that. Almost every time he would drink, he would post a post saying, Tutsi people are the chosen one. M23, which is a rebel group of Tutsis in Congo, should be supported by all the Tutsis in the world. He has written those kind of tweets. So I'm not the one saying it. He actually says it himself a lot of times. So these are not rumors. These are not things that I'm saying it as me, but they are the ones he says it himself. And other Tutsi people and other Bahima people and other Bapororo people, they say it all the time that they deserve to rule Uganda, that Bobby Wine in Uganda is a Bantu from the Baganda people, should not rule Uganda because he's not from the Tutsi community. That's what they were saying the other time.